23 years after his conviction, Adnan Syed is a free man. A judge deemed that he was wrongfully convicted of killing his high school girlfriend, Hae Min Lee, based on new evidence. But now there are more questions regarding the grisly murder, including evidence that points to other suspects. Joining us tonight is Baltimore public defender Natasha Dartigue. Fellow Natasha, it's great to see you again. Thank you for your time again.
Good evening.
We know that Syed certainly lost years of freedom. In your opinion, how does the justice system begin to make this wrong a right, and what is the first step in correcting this mistake?
The first step was essentially the release of Adnan Syed, who unfortunately and traumatically spent 23 years of his life in jail for a crime he did not commit. There's really no way that you can give him back those 23 years that he lost.
I absolutely hear you. I do want to address other evidence that leads to other suspects now. How does that evidence get swept under the rug to begin with?
So essentially, at the original trial, there were evidence of two other suspects that the state did not disclose to the defense. But for the zealous advocacy and efforts of defense attorney, public defender Erica Suter, who continued to push and request another review of this case, perhaps that would have never been discovered. And it's sad to say, but Brady violations such as this are not an exception. We see it all the time.
It's discouraging to hear. In this case, do we know if the two other suspects in the case are still alive, and what is next in this case?
In terms of what the next steps are as to how the state is going to move forward with its investigation, they have not shared that with us.
Do we know if the two suspects are still alive?
I have no information in regards to that, unfortunately.
Who will investigate the investigators from the case the first time around?
So essentially, the investigation will continue with the Baltimore City State's Attorney's Office. Whether or not there will be any investigation of the initial prosecutors who handled the case, that is to be determined.
In your professional opinion, what is your takeaway now that we, have some resolution in this case so far? What have you learned, and what are your concerns going forward with our justice system?
This case really brought to light of what we see every day, and essentially that the system is broken. The majority of the individuals who are later exonerated, essentially we learned that it is as a result of Brady violations, as a result of circumstances in which original evidence that existed was not presented, was not given to the defense. And what is also true in Adnan's case was that at the time of the original case, the DNA testing was not available. But for, again, the efforts of his attorney pushing to have items retested, a great outcome was reached in his case.
And public pressure through the Serial podcast as well. Certainly glad to see this resolution. Natasha Dartigue, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.